everyone, welcome to One Stop Mathematical Solution. Today we are going to solve CSIR Net Mathematics June 2014 question paper. In this video we have only dealt with the complex analysis part. First question, question 37. Let f and g be meromorphic functions on C. If f has 0 of order k at z is equal to a and g has pole of order m at z equal to 0, then g of f of z has. So we have defined two functions here. We have to find whether the composite function g of f of z has 0 or pole. So first of all, we'll look into the concepts used in the question. F has 0 of order k at z is equal to a if and only if f of z can be written as psi of z minus a whole power k, where psi of z should be analytic at a and psi of a should be non-zero. G has pole of order m at z equal to z0 if and only if g of z is equal to phi of z by z minus z0 whole power m, where phi of z should be analytic at z0 and phi of z0 should be non-zero. So now we'll move on to the question. Given the question, f has 0 of order k at z equal to a. Therefore, f of z can be written as z minus a whole power k. G has pole of order m at z equal to 0. Therefore, g of z can be written as 1 by z minus 0 whole power m, that is equal to 1 by z power m. Now we have to find the value of g of f of z. So we are writing f of z value here. So we'll get this is equal to g of z minus a whole power k. So to find the value of this, we are replacing this is z by z minus a whole power k. So we'll get this is equal to 1 by z minus a whole power k whole power m. Therefore, g of f of z is equal to 1 by z minus a whole power k m. Therefore, by the second concept, we'll get g of z has pole of order m km at z equal to a. So now we'll check the correct option. So the correct option is second one. Next question, question 38. Let p of x be a polynomial of the real variable x of degree k greater than or equal to 1. Consider the path series f of z is equal to sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity p of n z power n, where z is complex variable, then the radius of convergence of f of z is. So we have given a power series here, we have to find its radius of convergence. So first of all, we'll look at the concepts used in the question. For a power series, sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity an z minus z0 whole power n, the radius of convergence is given by the formula 1 by r is equal to limit n tends to infinity an power 1 by n, or 1 by r is equal to limit n tends to infinity an plus 1 by an. An is the coefficient of z minus z0 whole power n. And we know that limit n tends to infinity n power 1 by n is equal to 1. So now we'll move on to the question. So we have given p to be the polynomial of variable x of degree k. So I'm taking p of x to be x power k, where k is greater than or equal to 1. Therefore, we can write p of n as n power k. So the given power series is f of z is equal to sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity p of n by z power n. So to find the radius of convergence, I am using here the first formula. So 1 by r is equal to limit n tends to infinity p of n power 1 by n. Here p of n is n power k. So that is equal to limit n tends to infinity n power k whole power 1 by n. So now we can interchange the powers. So it doesn't change the value. So this is equal to limit n tends to infinity n power 1 by n whole power k. We know that limit n tends to infinity n power 1 by n's value is 1. So substituting that, we'll get this is equal to 1 power k. So 1 power k is equal to 1. Therefore, we'll get 1 by r is equal to 1, which implies r is equal to 1. So we got radius of convergence as 1. So now we'll check the correct option. So the correct option is second one. Next question, question 80. Let f be an entire function. Suppose that for each a element of R, there exists at least one coefficient Cn in f of z is equal to sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity Cn z minus a whole power n, which is 0 then. So we are given a Taylor series expansion of entire function with certain conditions. So we have to check which of the following is correct. Now we will check how to do this question. So f of z is equal to sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity Cn z minus a whole power n. We know this is the Taylor series expansion because f of z is entire. So we can write Cn as fn of a by n factorial. So the condition given is for each a element of R, there exists at least one coefficient which is 0. So I am taking that coefficient as Cn. So let Cn is equal to 0. So this implies fn of a by n factorial equal to 0. So this implies fn of a is equal to 0. That is, for each a, we are getting fn of a is equal to 0. So since a element of R and R is an uncountable set, for infinitely many points, we are getting nth derivative as 0. That is, fn of 0 is equal to 0 for infinitely many n greater than or equal to 0. Suppose f of z is a polynomial of degree m. Then we can choose k to be greater than or equal to m plus 1, where fn of 0 is equal to 0 for all n greater than or equal to k. Suppose if I choose f of z is equal to 1 plus z square, then I am getting second derivative as non-zero. So this implies f2n of 0 is not 0 for every n greater than or equal to 0. That is, this condition is not possible always. Similarly, we can say f2n plus 1 of 0 equal to 0 for every n greater than or equal to 0 is not possible always. So we will check the correct option. So the correct options are 1 and 4. Next question, question 82. Let z element of C define f of z is equal to e power z by e power z minus 1 then. So we are given a function here. We have to check which of the following is satisfied by f of z. So first of all, we will look into the concepts used in the question. So singularities of a function is obtained by equating the denominator to 0, and if limit z tends to z0 being a singular point, f of z exists infinitely, then f of z has pole at z0. Limit z tends to z0, z minus z0 whole power m into f of z exists finitely, and essentially it should be a non-zero number. Then f of z has pole of order m at z0, and the pole of order 1 is called symbol poles. So now we'll move on to the question. So we are given f of z to be this. So we know this cannot be an entire function because it is not analytic at a point where the denominator becomes 0. So it is not entire. Entire means it should be analytic everywhere. So now we'll find the singularity points. So for that, I'm equating the denominator to 0. So when we equate, we'll get e power z is equal to 0. We know for z equal to 2n pi I, e power z equal to 1. So this is the singularity points, and this is essentially an imaginary number, so it lies on the imaginary axis. Now we'll check whether this is a pole removable singularity or essential singularity. For that, I am finding limit z tends to z0 f of z's value. So limit z tends to 2n pi I e power z by e power z minus 1. When I apply the limits, I am getting the value as 1 by 0, which is equal to infinity. So the limit is existing infinitely. So this implies z equal to 2n pi I are poles. Now I'll find the order of the poles. For that, I am using the third concept. So limit z tends to 2n pi I z minus 2n pi I into e power z by e power z minus 1. When I apply the limits here, I am getting 0 by 0 form. So I am using L'Hospital rule here. So we'll get limit z tends to 2n pi I z minus 2n pi I e power z plus e power z by e power z. So when we apply limits, we are getting the value as 1. So we got a finite number and non-zero number. So this implies z is equal to 2n pi I to be symbol pole. So we'll check the correct options now. So the correct options are 2, 3 and 4. Next question, question 83. Let D is equal to set of all z in C such that mod z less than 1, then there exists a holomorphic function f from D to D bar with f of 0 is equal to 0 with the property. So if we define a holomorphic function with this value, then which of the following is satisfied by this function? So we'll look at the concept used in this question. Schwarz lemma. If f of z is analytic in the domain D, where D is defined by mod z less than 1 and mod f of z less than or equal to 1 for every z in D, and f of 0 is equal to 0, then mod f dash of 0 is always less than or equal to 1, and mod f of z is less than or equal to mod z for every z in D. So if we look into the question now, the question is satisfying all the properties of Schwarz lemma. So this is a direct application of Schwarz lemma. So to find the value of f dash of 0, f of 1 by 3, mod f of 1 by 3, we'll use this one. Okay. So now we'll move on to the question. So I'm finding the modulus f dash of 0 is given to be 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 is essentially less than 1. So the first property is correct. Second, mod f of 1 by 3 is equal to 1 by 4 and 1 by 4 is less than 1 by 3. So second property is also correct. Mod f of 1 by 3 is equal to 1 by 2, but 1 by 2 is greater than 1 by 3. So this is wrong. Third one. Mod f dash of 0 should be less than or equal to 1, but here it is given to be sec pi by 6. You know, sec pi by 6 value is 2 pi by root 3, which is greater than 1. So the fourth option is also wrong. So we'll look the correct options now. So the correct options are 1 and 2.